And we are live, people. We are live. Big up yourselves. Big up yourselves. Welcome to the channel, Chosen Wisdom Football, where we say what we see, not just how we feel. This is not just an emotional channel. This is a channel where critical thinking is a must. We dive deep. We deep dive into these issues, people, and we talk about it. We explain it. We get involved. We have conversations. And there is a lot to talk about today, guys. Before we get into it, as usual, please, it's a small channel, so every bit of like matters. Every interaction matters on this channel. Otherwise, YouTube will not push it. As usual, guys, smash the like, turn on your notifications, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. The weather's good. It's been a good day, and it's been a decent day in terms of news, people. As I said, there's a lot to get into. Big up yourself, Jerry, in the chat. Good evening, my friend. Yes, Mbeumo is on the way. I've been saying on this channel many times that we just need to relax because Mbeumo is coming. So we have Mbeumo news, and I'm sure most of you have already seen because most of the YouTubers are already talking about it. Mbeumo, the medical is on its way. Man United are close to the agreement with Mbeumo, so we're going to do a dive into Mbeumo. We've spoken about Mbeumo many times on this channel, but we're going to dive into the latest Mbeumo news today. We've also got Sancho news. I believe Sancho is getting closer to his exit. There's an update by Di Marzio regarding his potential move to Juventus, so we're going to talk about that as well. The Rashford updates. Yes, Rashford does want to go to Barcelona, and they're doing this sort of dance where Barcelona are interested, but they're not really. They're looking for a loan and all of these things. So we're going to look at all the news surrounding Rashford and Barcelona today. Man United have signed somebody new. There's been another new signing, not what you expect, people. Apparently, we have signed a new head of performance chef. So we signed a new chef, so no more burgers and chips, people. His name is Will Carvalho. So we're just going to have a little update on why we signed this guy, where is he coming from. So we're going to talk about that as well. Also, we're going to go through a statement. There's a new statement, right? New statement by Ralf Rangnick. It's been translated on Reddit. It's quite interesting, people. So we're going to go through what Ralf Rangnick has said recently about Manchester United. So like I said, we're going to start off with Mbeumo. What's going on with the fee? What's going on with the medical? Have a little talk about Sancho. Have a little talk about Rashford going to Barcelona. New head chef, we're going to cover that as well. The Ralf Rangnick statement, we're going to mention that as well on this channel. And also maybe touch on, Kepa and also Norgard. There is a here we go with regards to Norgard and Kepa apparently going to Arsenal. Will that make Arsenal title challengers? It's up to you guys to decide. So things are hotting up. I did say in the next few weeks things will start to move, and it looks like things are moving. So let's go, people. Grab your drink, whatever you're drinking, whatever you're smoking, whatever unhealthy habits you have. I don't judge. You can do it while watching this channel, while getting involved in the conversations. People, please get involved in the conversations. And yeah, let's do it, man. Let's start off with Mbeumo, people. Boom. Listen, it's okay to be giddy, first and foremost. It's okay to be excited. I know that my personality sometimes is a bit calm down. I'm a bit pessimist. I'm a bit of a pessimist. So for me, I'm always like, calm down, relax, wait till it happens, wait till he's holding a shirt, all of these things. But as it gets closer, people, as this Mbeumo transfer gets closer, you have to, even though we had a poor season last season, you have to get excited. It's okay. It's okay to get gassed a little bit. We're human. We're Man United fans and we love the club. So get gassed, people. Get gassed. Get giddy. You know what I'm saying? It's nice. It's good. Yes, Planet 256. Big up yourself. It's so nice Yeah, man, it's a good day. So let's go into it. So, as you guys can see on the screen in front of you, Man United are closing in on Bryan Mbeumo after breakthrough. Sources told ESPN that the basics of an agreement for the 25-year-old are in place, with negotiations now focusing on add-ons and the structure of payments. Now, that's not really anything new. Most people who have tuned into this channel know, and I've told you this, that the only reason why we would not get Mbeumo is if we do not want Mbeumo. Mbeumo wants to come to us. We know how much Brentford are willing to accept. So the only people that can stop this transfer from happening is not Tottenham, is not Thomas Frank, is not anyone external. It is Manchester United. And I said that this deal will happen. It will happen. We just need to relax, because the window hasn't really opened for long. And now it seems that we are edging closer, and he apparently should be on his way to a medical very, very soon. So that's the latest news with regards to Mbeumo. I'm very excited about that. Very, very excited. It's also sometimes hard to get excited when we know that he was always going to come, and he's been on the radar for a few weeks. But once he holds up that shirt, and once it's sunk in, right? Once it's really sunk in that we have bought arguably the two best attacking players in this league, and they now play for Manchester United. I want us to sink that in, because I know that when we finish 15th, yeah, I did not expect to get both Cunha and Mbeumo at Manchester United. I did not. So the idea that we've got these two players potentially playing for this club after the season that we have had, you have to get at least a little bit. Even if you're a pessimist like me, you got to get at least a little bit excited, people. You have to be. And right now, I'm excited, and I'm not afraid to say I'm excited. I'm a bit gassed. So, yes, big up Kazi. Big up yourself, bro. Yes, and Mbeumo deal done. Let's go. Striker needed and goalkeeper. Yeah. I'm all with you, Kazi. As you guys can see on the screen again, there's a new or an updated tweet from Fabrizio Romano. So this is new. This has just happened. So this is literally breaking news as we see it, people, on this channel. Listen, Bryan Mbeumo has told Brentford that going to Manchester United is a dream move for him, and he would like to go as soon as possible. We already know that, to be fair. We already know that, but that is something new. That is a new tweet from Fabrizio Romano. And anything new, any new news that comes up while we are live, we will talk about it as a community and discuss the pros, discuss the cons. You guys will tell me how you're feeling. If you're feeling it, if you're not feeling it, just express yourself and let me know what's going on, people. So, another tweet. Bryan Mbeumo is waiting on permission to undergo his Man United medical. That's from Ben Jacobs. So, as we can see, all the official channels from Fabrizio to Ben Jacobs are now tweeting, going on the lines that the deal soon to be finalized and Mbeumo soon to have his medical. I said it many times, the only thing that we needed to do is structure the deal, because Man United don't want to spend all of that money. We want to spend the least amount of money up front as possible. And I believed long time ago that what United were trying to do, Brentford didn't want. Brentford want as much money up front as possible so they can reimburse the team, buy another player to replace Mbeumo. That's what Brentford want. We don't want that. And as Sancho, and we're going to talk about Sancho as well, and others get closer to their moves, I think Man United are feeling more comfortable that they're going to get money in. And because we now feel more comfortable we're going to get money in, I believe we're now going, do you know what? We will have the money in the next couple of weeks. So let's push this transfer even further. That's what's happened, people. That's what's happened. We are now more comfortable with our financial situation because outgoings look more possible. So it's good news, people. Be happy. Man United schedule crunch phone call today to push through Sancho transfer to Juventus. So that's the next topic. We're going to talk about it. But before we go on to Sancho, I'm just thinking Mbeumo on the right, 10. Cunha left 10. You got Ahmad right wing back. And I know I better see, this is what I better see. I better see Mbeumo and Ahmad switching. I'm going to expect to see Ahmad in the 10, Bruno and Mbeumo going wide. Then Mbeumo in the 10 and Ahmad going. I expect to see the link up, yeah, and the transitions between the two to be fire. On the left, yes, people have question marks over Dorgu. But with Cunha in front of him, I think Dorgu would have a better season. So I'm expecting some good stuff. Listen, the team is looking all right. Once we get the striker in, hopefully another midfielder, hopefully a goalkeeper, the spine will look better. And all of a sudden, we've got a much better team. And that front line that we had that could not score goals has been dashed away and replaced by a front line that hopefully will make us score 50, 60 goals between them. That is what I'm looking forward to. Listen, you can have doubts over the manager, and I have doubts over the manager. But once you fill a team with experienced players, players who know what to do, know how to score, coaching is not always the thing. These players will be able to win the games by themselves, sort it out by themselves. You're not going to see the Garnacho running like a headless chicken and not being able to cut the ball back. You're not going to see that because Cunha has the IQ to know what to do with the ball. So I'm excited, people. Listen, I'm excited. It's okay to be excited. It's okay. And listen, the opposition, the Arsenal fans out there, the Liverpool fans will talk about the fee, talk about how much people are getting paid. They're only going to you because of, listen, what this also shows, and I'm not one to brag about Man United DNA and Man United pool. I don't really talk like that. But it's factual. What this does show is that even in our worst season, just the name of Man United, the history of Manchester United carries weight. It carries weight to the fact that Cunha only wanted us. And Mbeumo, when we knocked on his door, he said, I only want Manchester United. That is big. We're not in the Champions League, people. And these guys want to come to us. How long that lasts for? If we don't start winning, how long that lasts for? I don't know. But at the moment, the name, the history, the legacy of this great club carries weight still. So I'm excited, people. I hope you guys are. It's finally happening. A lot of you will be able to breathe a sigh of relief because I know a lot of you thought it weren't happening. Thomas Frank and all of these fear-mongering. Listen, I just sat back and relaxed because I knew, and I've said it many times, the only way this transfer, this deal doesn't happen is if Man United don't want it to happen. That's it. So, Mbeumo, do you know what? He's not aesthetically pleasing to look at. Mbeumo reminds me more of like a Mo Salah, whereas he's going to score goals. He's going to be effective. He's not going to do loads of step overs. He's not going to look slick and silky on the ball. So anyone who thinks that's Mbeumo, get that out of your head. That's not him. But he is fast. He's direct. He's strong. He's a good finisher. He makes good decisions. And I'm telling you, if the manager has these players now and we still don't score goals with these players, issues, problems. So, yeah, let's do it. I'm excited. Get in, pussies. Liverpool, Arsenal fans, you guys are pussies. Anyway, back to normal. Let me calm down a little bit. But it's good to be gassed, people. It's good to be gassed sometimes. You know? So, that's it, man. Like, this guy be looking like every time I go online, there's somebody comparing Mbeumo to a next character. Comparing him to that God of War or something. Listen, when Mbeumo scores here, I'm gonna be so gassed. When I see the Cunha and Mbeumo link up, and I see Cunha go, listen, I don't even know what I'm saying, but I am gassed right now, fully. So big up yourselves, people. The chat is popping. Striker needed. Kazi's saying the strikers needed. Jerry saying with them two alone, we need top 6. I agree, Jerry. Listen. I've said it many times. I want to give this manager what he needs and what he wants, because I don't want any excuses. I don't want any excuses from this manager. You've been given the 2 best attackers, arguably in the league. If you cannot finish top 6 now, then I don't know what to do. What's Kazi saying? He's just confirming it with the last statement. Yep. Norgard going to Arsenal. Yep. We're going to talk about Norgard a bit later as well. Bryan Mbeumo, Planet 256 is almost done. Yeah, Jerry. If Norgard, think about the Norgard thing. We're going to talk about it later. Norgard's he's not young. I don't know if Arsenal are moving forward with these deals. I feel like these deals are just... I'm laughing because of what's on the screen, people. United fans waiting for the Mbeumo. Here we go. That's stupid. Oh man, is that Deji? That looks like Deji, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like Deji, people? KSI's brother. That looks funny, man. Hey, big up yourself, TK, man. Wagwan TK, man. Hope you're having a good day. Always hope you're having a good day, my brother. Guys, listen, I don't even know what to say because I'm so gassed right now. But I told you, it's gonna happen. Just relax, and it's happened. So it is what it is. Hey, I'm finding some stupid tweets now, I swear. Oh man. Alright, people. Okay, let's see what we can find about Sancho, innit? Single in a relationship, waiting for Mbeumo to Man United. Here we go. These tweets are dumb, I swear. Alright, people. Alright, Sancho. When I heard the news about Fenerbahce yesterday about Sancho, I said to you guys, I know Sancho sees himself up there. Doesn't want to lower his wages. He's got to the Champions League final last season with Dortmund. Then the season after that, he played for Chelsea and he, won a Conference League, got Chelsea into the top 4 Champions League. Like Sancho's eyes, everywhere he's gone, apart from Man United, he's been successful and he doesn't want to lower his wages. That's in his eyes. So also, when I heard that he potentially could go to Fenerbahce, I said on this channel, I don't see this guy going to Fenerbahce. That was so left field. So to hear now the news that he's edging closer to Juventus, like I said, that makes more sense. So as you guys can see on the screen, new contacts are expected in the coming hours for Jonathan David and Jadon Sancho. Juventus are working seriously to bring in these 2 players. I think he's more likely to go to either Juventus or Napoli. I don't believe, if I'm wrong and he eventually ends up at Fenerbahce, I think I'll have to question Sancho a bit more, because I don't dislike Sancho the way that other people dislike him. I don't. But if he goes to Turkey, and no disrespect to the Turkish league or any Turkish dons in this chat, yeah. But the Turkish league ain't it. It ain't it. Not yet anyway. Listen, they've added the word super in front of and called it the Super League, but it ain't super. It's just normal. There's no super serum in that league. Nothing. It's just humans. So if Sancho goes to Turkey, I'll be like, Jadon, do you not care? I don't care if he's been reunited with Fred. It wouldn't make any sense if he went to, apart from just maintaining his salary. And if his goal is just to maintain your salary and nothing else, then I might have to reevaluate a little bit my opinion on this guy. A little bit. But I believe Juventus or Napoli will be the place he goes. Listen, I'm not a Sancho hater, but it is time for Sancho to leave. It's time for Man United to get a bit of money for him and then use that money. Do not give it to the Glazers. Do not add it back into the club so the dividends can come out and all that BS. use the money, add it back into the transfer kitty, and go and get me my damn midfielder, please. Go and get me one. Go and get me one. So the Sancho stuff, I said it on this channel, it will take time. And I did say, out of all the players that are up for sale, I believe the Antony and Sancho deals will probably happen before any other deal. I think they're the closest deals going out to happen. So let's keep an eye on the Sancho situation. Any other sort of tweets? Let me see for Sancho. I think that's the main tweet that I found, guys, regarding Sancho. That's probably the main news. Yeah, Jadon are pushing. Juventus are pushing for Jadon Sancho. Reports on Sky. It's Italy. The winger has been linked with Napoli and Fenerbahce as well. So yeah, let's see that tweet. Apparently, there's a Fabrizio update as well, people. Let's see this Fabrizio update on Jadon quickly. Apparently, calls are happening, and Juventus have made calls about Jadon Sancho, but no official offer yet. This is heating up. Things are happening. So we've got the Mbeumo situation, which is coming to an end, coming to a close. And once that dopamine wears off, we're gonna need some next dopamine. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that injection again soon. So yeah, the Sancho thing I reckon will happen in the next few weeks. I think Mbeumo medical will happen in the next few days, and the Mbeumo deal will be finalized in the next week or so. And that is what I believe. And I'm not gonna lie, people, I've been mostly right in this transfer window because I just been using my brain. That's all. I just use common sense. So that's Sancho. What should we talk about next? What's on the agenda? We will now move on to Rashford. Should we talk about Rashford and Barcelona? Should we talk about Rashford and Barcelona? Because I'm not gonna lie, yeah. When I hear the Rashford Barcelona news, when I try to keep up with what's going on, sometimes I forget that this guy thinks he is the SHIT. He thinks he only wants to play for a club that has Champions League football. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? So Rashford clearly wants Barcelona. And the latest news is that Barcelona are looking at Rashford and potentially might offer a loan deal. And I've said this on this channel. So I've said this many times. You should have told me that you didn't have. I've told you guys many times that out of all the outgoings, the Rashford one will be the hardest one to do. The Rashford one will be the hardest one to do. And please don't be surprised, people, if Rashford does not get sold and Rashford goes out on loan again. That's what I honestly think. Rashford and potentially Højlund I hope they get sold, but don't be surprised is what I'm saying if those two players do not go anywhere and just go out on loan for another season. And if you hear, and when that happens, don't forget that I told you this. It just makes sense. Who's paying 30-40 million for Rasmus Højlund? You know, who's doing that? I don't know. So that's my thing. Let's see what the chat is saying quickly before we move on. Big up yourself, Pete. Let me know where you guys are from as well. Let me know where you're logging in from. It'll be good, man, because I know we get people from all over the world logging into this chat. So please make yourself known if you're here. What's Jerry saying? Anthony is looking pretty close with Cordoza pretty much on his way to Atleti. Yeah, Jerry. I haven't really got much update on the Anthony situation other than it is getting closer. I think Betis are now starting to be more serious. Betis started with the whole loan thing, but I feel like now that they've getting players out, they've got money now to buy Antony outright. And out of all the players that went on loan as well, I think Rashford probably did the least. And I say that because Sancho won a trophy for Chelsea. Antony did really well with Betis. And Rashford, while he had good moments with Aston Villa, I don't think he set the world alight at Aston Villa. So I feel like it's going to be hard. And also Rashford's wages and Rashford's demand for only going to a Champions League club means that his path out of Manchester United is very, very narrow. Very, very narrow, people. We can all understand that, surely. And that's some of the reason why it will be harder to move Rashford out of the club. Let's see what this tweet is saying on the screen, people. Let's go over it. From The Athletic. Antony is the most advanced when it comes to exits at MUFC, with Real Betis wishing to turn his loan move into a permanent transfer. We know that already. I think everyone knows that already. According to sources close to Rashford, he does not feel Barcelona's pursuit of Nico Williams rules out a switch to Camp Nou, and he talked up the prospect of playing as a number 9. So I've seen that. I've seen it around, and essentially the feeling is that even if Barcelona get Nico Williams, who plays on the left, which is Rashford's favoured position, they can still potentially go for Rashford. That's the feeling. If that feeling is correct, if it is factual, because I don't know if it's true, but if it is factual, Rashford is basically saying, I want to play up front. Right, so it's like, and we've seen Rashford play up front for Man United. That's not his thing. He's not a striker. He's not a lone striker. He can't play with his back to goal. He has many deficiencies playing as a striker. Hence why he's better playing as a left forward. He is. So I don't know. Guys. Here's another tweet. I think this is the source tweet. This is where the information has come from. So Barcelona want Marcus Rashford loan, but Man United aiming for 40 million sell. Yeah, we know that. England forward, who United want to sell after fallout with Ruben Amorim, is highly rated by Hansi Flick and could back up Robert Lewandowski at the Catalan club. So the Barcelona interest is real. The Barcelona interest is serious. I know some of you guys probably in the chat were trying to take the mick, saying, why would Barcelona come for you? All of these things. But it looks like it's serious. Barcelona are very interested. However, as we can see, they want a loan. We want a transfer. So we are just far apart in what we want, what we desire. And that's what makes me believe that because he's narrowed his avenue to only a few clubs, right? It makes me feel like Man United will bend over backwards and will send him on loan again rather than try to push for a permanent fee. That's what I think. If you disagree, let me know. But that's what I believe. Wendell, pick up yourself, Wendell. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who comes in the channel and leaves a bit of, leaves some chat, leaves a bit of love. So I appreciate you, my friend. The club is in the wrong hands. United fans had the opportunity to force the Glazers out of the club full sale only. Now the club is out of cash facilities and are depleted, poor recruitment. Mate, let me tell you something. The day that the Man United fans came together and said, we don't want the Qataris, we don't want a full sale, we want the Jim Radcliffe. And the minute Jim Radcliffe came, yeah, and he said, I want Man United for Manchester. And he did the whole xenophobia thing, where it's like Man United DNA and British and this and that. He used that to just twang the Man United fans. And so many Man United fans went with it. And I thought to myself, I don't care about this crap. I need the debt gone. Man United were not a club in debt. Never. The FA and everyone around allowed these Glazers to buy this club on some sort of finance, load the debt. Listen. We started off with good Mbeumo news, right? So Wendell, please, I don't want to get I don't want to get into this because it will just piss me. It will just piss me off. But the idea, yeah, that the FA allowed this, the government allowed this, and if this happened again in any other league, they would not allow it. Look at Leon. Look what's happening with Leon. If this happened again in any other league, it would not be allowed. But for some reason, they permitted it at Man United, and these guys have they've got. Anyway, positivity today, people. Please, let's be positive. Because you guys are going to start me on one, man. I'm in a positive mood. So, that's a Rashford situation. Personally, I've wanted Rashford to leave the football club for the last 2 or 3 years. I've wanted him gone for a while. There's many players, Luke Shaw, Lindelof. There are many players at the club that I've wanted gone for years. And I've said that we will not move forward as a club if we cannot get rid of players. And United, for whatever reason, we've kept hold of too many players for way too long. Rashford should have been sold at least a few years ago. So I'm glad now that this Rashford situation is not being sorted, because I still don't believe he's going to go permanently. If he does, I'll be surprised and I'll be happy. But at least another season out on loan. His wages are a lot. We're probably going to have to cover some of his wages again if he goes out on loan as well. So not the greatest situation, but at least we are moving in the right direction, people. In the right direction. So that's a Rashford situation. Our recruitment has been... Where do I even start with our recruitment? And I've said this many times on this channel, and I want people to understand this, right? It's not just we've spent money. So I know the Glazers are mother effers, but we've spent money. We, in the last 2-3 seasons, have spent 160 million on our midfield. Last season, we bought Ugarte, and within 1 season, most fans have realised that he's not good enough. That's £55 million down the drain, just like that. 2 seasons ago, we bought Mason Mount, £55 million. We haven't seen him play football. Boom. Casemiro, £65 million. Yes, he did well in his first season, and yes, he's a baller. But at 30, 31, we should not have done that. As much as I like Casemiro, we should not have done that. So our recruitment, listen, I'm not even mentioning Anthony and Hoyland. Our recruitment has been diabolical. Why is it that Brighton can get Caicedo and Baleba, and we're getting Ugarte? Just ask yourself that question. It doesn't make any sense. The biggest club in the world should have the biggest recruitment facilities, the most data on players, all of these things. All of these things. We should not be playing catch up to Brighton. Anyway, people. Anyway, let's talk about what Ralf Rangnick has said. He's made a statement. It's been translated on Reddit. And he said a lot. And I know you guys, a lot of you guys will be interested to find out what he has said. So, if I were the owner or director of the club, I would only try to sign and invest in young players. That's fair. 1 second, people. 1 second. No, I think you scrolled down. So 1 second, people. You scroll down. I need to go back up to the statement I was reading. That's not the full statement. The bit below is the full statement. That's the bit I was scrolling through. You should see the whole thing in context. All right. All right. Let's read this statement. That was only part of the statement. So this is the full statement, people. Pardon me. That's funny. If I were the owner or sporting director of a club, I would only try to sign and invest in young players. because no matter how you look at it, it only makes sense. Does it make sense to spend 30, 40, 50 million on a 28 or 30-year-old signing? Not really. Let's calculate it. You sign a 28 or 30-year-old with a 5-year contract, you spend 50 million more on the transfer fee, an average of 15 million euros per year multiplied by 5. That's 65 million plus the 50 million transfer fee equals 150 million plus the agent fees. The whole operation cost you around 130 million. So what Ralf is basically saying is, or alludes, to the conversation TK, to the conversation Wendell is having in the chat about recruitment. This feeds into what you guys are saying in the chat, right? About how to look at recruitment in an objective way as possible, right? Manchester United have never really bought any players over the age of 28, 29. When did that strategy change? From Cristiano Ronaldo to Wayne Rooney to Nani to Anderson to Gray Keane to whatever, Michael Carrick, we don't buy old men. Something changed. And like I said, I don't hate Casemiro. Casemiro is decent. But the strategy to spend £65 million on that signing is insane. It's insane. It's not logical. So I understand where Rangnick is coming from. From an operational standpoint, we're not going to make any money on that player at all. He's only going to decline. It's not an investment, because the investment is supposed to appreciate. It won't appreciate in value. So from a business standpoint, that strategy doesn't make sense. And I feel like we can all at least agree. Listen, a lot of us don't like Rangnick, whether you feel like he spoke too much, he told the truth, and some of us don't like looking in the mirror, or we like looking in the mirror and we like the truth coming from ourselves. When the truth comes from someone external, it's like, who are you? Who are you talking to about Man United? Why are you saying these things? Listen, I remember when Ralf came out and Ralf said Man United need a overhaul. He said we need an overhaul. And a lot of Man United fans said, what? An overhaul? Get Ralf out. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And almost everything that Ralf has said has come to pass. Sometimes, the messenger isn't the most important. Sometimes it is the message. Sometimes the identity of the person telling you what you need to hear isn't the most important. He's just telling you what you need to hear. Like, he doesn't care about the club. He's just a straightforward, honest thinking, straight thinking, whatever you want to call it, person who just gets straight to the point, speaks facts, hurts your feelings because he speaks facts, but you got to just take it, digest it, and move on. So I hear what Ralf is saying. I agree with what Ralf is saying. I think a lot of you will agree with what he is saying. What's TK saying? Our recruiting and scouting is all total garbage. There are many diamonds in the rough and we somehow stopped finding them. Yeah. Wendell, Rangnick was the best person to transform this club. He was forced out for speaking facts. He called out the rot and he was sacked for exposing the incompetence of owners and directors. Wendell, 100%. 100% Wendell. It's like there's different ways of loving your club, innit? Just like there's different ways of loving your child. You can love your child, and as soon as your child does anything bad, does anything wrong, you can be like, no. My child's perfect. Blah, blah, blah. Can't hear you. No. Or you can be like, I love my child, but my child's naughty sometimes. I love my child, but sometimes you go to school and he fights and he doesn't, he's not perfect. Like, Man United fans, we want the whole religious love. We want the whole, you're not allowed to say anything bad about Man United. If you criticize the club, you're not a real fan. I want to punch people in the faces when they say stuff like that. I'm like, hold on a second. So I have to love everything that Man United do. Everything. I just have to enjoy it. So if Man United came to my house and they slapped me in my face, I'm supposed to say thank you. What? No. No. Who made you lot? Who made you? Why does your brain do that? No, people. So it don't make no sense, people. It don't make no sense. What's TK saying? Wiz, although way too late, I think the United brass are trying to do what Rag is saying. I see signs of corrections. Euro, Heaven, Ugarte, Obi, Leon, Cunha, and Mbeumo. Yeah. Yeah, TK smashed it. TK is spot on. I feel like, listen, I'm not a fan of Ineos like that. But we have to be nuanced. We can criticize Ineos for not getting rid of Ten Hag soon enough, and they've made mistakes. But you also have to appreciate and look at what they're also doing right. And like TK said in the chat, Heaven, even the Arsenal striker, Obi, and I'm not gonna lie, people, Heaven looks good. Heaven looks good. And Leon, we are going back to the days where we were buying the young talents from everywhere, throwing them in our academy. Look what Chelsea do. Chelsea sign 100 players every season, and about 90% of them are young players who they want to flip. Let's go back to do that, man. Our academy was buzzing back in the day. Like, Raven Morrison, Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard, I think a few others all graduated the same time from the same academy. Like, we had ballers, every couple of years or every year we had someone coming through our academy. So let's go back to that. What's TK saying again? Rangnick called a spade, and people get their shit twisted. He saw the United crest was going down the toilet. Yeah, when someone's trying to save your life, yeah, don't and you're drowning in a pool, and they've got their hand stretched out to you, and they're like, grab my hand, yeah. I beg you, man, yeah, don't slap the hand away because you don't like the face. Grab that hand so he can drag you out of the water and stop you from drowning. That's all I'm saying. That's all TK saying. That's all Wendell saying. That's all the guys in the chat are saying. Sometimes the truth hurts, but that's emotion. That's pride. We can put emotion to the side, So Ralf out there, once again, talking the talk, speaking the truth. And I feel like it hurts less now because we now know where we are. And we now know if we listened to Ralf 3-4 years ago, we wouldn't be in this situation. And now that we're in this dire situation, we're starting to act the way that he has said we should have been acting. And nobody's going to go out there and say sorry, apologize, or give him any credit. Because that's what we just don't do that as humans. That's not what we do. So that's Ralf. I feel like I had to bring that statement up. It fits with what people are saying in the chat, and I feel like it kind of fits with what we are kind of trying to do now as a football club with the Mbeumo stuff, Cunha stuff. Like I said, Man United, we built teams by getting the best in the league. Whether it was Carrick from Tottenham, Berbatov from Tottenham, Wayne Rooney from Everton, we combined the best players in the league with some of the best talents abroad. What we stopped doing is getting the best talents in the league. We've stopped doing that, and we've just looked outside. Anthony from outside the league, Bruno from outside the league, Højlund from outside the league, Ugarte from outside the league, outside the league, outside the league. We're now looking inside the league again and getting... Listen, the reason why Liverpool got to the top again is because they loaded their team with Sadio Mane, Van Dijk, Robertson. All these guys were balling out inside the league. They got some of the best players from within the league, and all of a sudden Liverpool have cemented themselves as a top 4 team again. We can do the same. Let's go back to doing that. It's a tried and tested method. It works. You're getting proven talent. Let's do it. So, yeah, that's Ralf Rangnick's words, people. I thought I'd just bring it to your attention. So, I don't think there's any... All right, let's talk about... All right, let's start. Let's finish on something cute. Let's finish on something cute. Apparently, we have a new head chef. People. Apparently, we have a new head chef. No more burgers and chips for Luke Shaw. This Luke Shaw fatty. Listen, there's nothing wrong with being fat unless you're an athlete when it becomes a problem. And Luke Shaw, for me, has always been underweight. I remember stories coming out, right, of Luke Shaw just being disappointed when we stopped serving burgers and chips, or going somewhere at lunch to get burgers. I don't know what story it was, but I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, guys, if you are interested, if you care, this is the story. Here we go. Manchester United have appointed Will Carvalho as their new head performance chef for the men's first team. Carvalho joins the club from Brighton, where he has been executive performance chef for the past 2 seasons and replaces Omar Meziane, who left last October. I'm not gonna let TK said, was his chef Shaw approved? Shaw approved, you know. I mean, okay, this might not be relevant yet, but the first thing I think of is, hold on a second. Our head chef left in October. Our head chef left in October. So are you telling me from October to now we've had nobody in charge of the damn food? Nobody. Is that why Jim is giving out sandwiches? No. It makes sense because didn't we hear a story that Jim was giving out sandwiches? These guys, yeah, I don't even know what to say. That's one of the first things that came to my mind. I'm like, hold on a second. So we've gone this long without a head chef from October. What's happened here? So I don't know, guys. I feel like what Brighton do and what Brighton have done over the last 5-6 years, from their operations, from the organizational structure of the football club, to the recruitment. You guys have spoken about the recruitment. Brighton's recruitment is top notch. At the end of the day, taking anyone from Brighton who knows some shit about some shit is not a bad thing, in my opinion. Because clearly we don't know what we're doing. Right? So if this man, Carvalho, where is he from? Is he Portuguese? He sounds like he's Portuguese. I know. I'm not, that's why probably Ruben said, yeah, bring him in. Which means hella fish. It means hella fish. That's what it means. If he is from that part of the world. And I know certain men are going to be crying. So TK, to answer your question, you can't, if he's from Portugal and he's going to be serving fish and bare healthy oils. You know some fish, yeah? There's hella healthy oils in fish. And that will help your bones and help your cartilage and all these things. You know, was it cod liver oil? Was it called? Cod liver oil and all of these things, yeah? That will help. That will help. So no more burgers and chips for sure. And I feel like that will push Shaw to request for a transfer. If getting this new if getting this new head chef means certain men are like, hold on. I need to get the hell out of there because I don't want to be eating this healthy shit. Then good. That's what I have to say. What people are acting crazy on the timeline. What are people saying? Let him cook. That's silly. Let him cook, you know. The man behind Baleba. Are we trying to say this man and his food created Baleba? No, man. Baleba is Baleba because of... Oh. Baleba is Baleba because he eats loads of yam. He's a black man. He's got the Af genes. He's what he is because he eats his yam. All those root vegetables. That's why he's a tank. Anyway, people, jokes aside, we got a new head chef. He's worked for Brazil's women's team for 12 years. Gloucester Rugby Union team for 8 years, and Scottish rugby for a year and a half. So he's well known. He's been around the block. He's been making food for people. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, people. I've got no real comment on this. I don't disapprove. I don't approve. I'm just like, cool. You know them ones where it's like, all right, we've got a new chef. Cook some healthy food. Stop these guys from getting fat. Stop these guys from getting injured. Cool. You know. All right. Let me read what he's saying. This food, like, if you guys can see on the screen, the food looks alright. You know what they're saying about the food. It looks alright, man. Makes me wanna. I wanna go there. I'm gonna go to. I wanna play for Man United just so I can eat the food. Ah, so also this guy was head chef for Gareth Southgate from 2017 to 2022. So there you go, people. That's some information for you guys. If you guys ever cared or ever want to know, you now know. We've got a new head chef. He looks decent. He's been about the block. So yeah, onwards and upwards, man. Onwards and upwards. Let's see what else we can talk about before we go. Let me quickly check the chat. The chat is popping. I can't keep up. What's Susan saying? I wish I could like messages in the chat because Wendell and TK are on fire. Yo, TK's a guy, bro. TK's a guy still. You're spot on when you say Sam from within the Prem. Totally. What sickens me is that our new team of directors had the opportunity to recruit since Amorim's appointment. If we go into the new season with Casemiro and Bruno in a pivot, we will be destroyed. Wendell. Speaking facts. Like, I know we need a new goalkeeper. I know there's many positions we need new in. But please, Manchester United, if you can get us, recruit for Amorim a midfielder. Not just a midfielder who wins the ball and nothing else. Not a midfielder who can play good forward passes and nothing else. I don't feel like we can afford a midfielder who just specialises in one thing anymore. I feel like the midfielders, whether it's McAllister, you just have to be able to do a lot of stuff. You got to be able to receive the ball with it back to goal. You got to be able to pivot, drop a shoulder, be press resistant. I don't want you to be the most press resistant ever, but be a little bit press resistant. You have to be mobile and quick across the grass. You have to be strong now. In that centre of the park, yeah, the way Amorim plays, you got to be a dog a little bit. And yes, I know, guys, Amorim bypasses the midfield. He wants one of his defenders to step out of the back into midfield, and he wants those vertical passes getting fizzed into the 10s and fizzed into the 9s. So yes, I agree. The system sometimes bypasses the double pivot. That's cool. That's fine. We can be direct, but the double pivot is important. Too many times I've seen Bruno out of position. I've seen Casemiro, and I love Casemiro, but his legs are gone. I've seen just the basic midfielders from any team just glide past our midfield time and time again and just bear down on our back three. That cannot happen next season. If we start the season with the same midfield, yes, we got the attackers. Yes, we got Mbeumo and Cunha, and we're gassed, and we should be happy. But guys, we know on this channel and in the chat that the central midfield, that double pivot, is an area we have to recruit. We have to recruit for. So I agree with Wendell in the chat wholeheartedly. Just want to take the opportunity to thank you for live chat. I really enjoy it. Keep up to yo. Big up yourself, Wendell. Big up your damn self, my G. Jerry, if we could just get their scouts. Yeah, Jerry. I'm not a prideful person, bro. If someone else is doing something better than you and it's working, go and get that person. Go and get them. I don't care. Man United shouldn't be getting Brighton. No. Stop that. That's why we're 15th. One of the reasons why we're 15th is that Man United pride. It works both ways. It works both ways. It works for us, and it can sometimes work against us. It worked against us when we kicked Rangnick out and we didn't want to listen to him. That's that Man United pride. But the Man United pride also makes Cunha and Mbeumo want to come to the club. Double-edged sword, people. Double-edged motherfucking sword. Anyway, we will end by laughing at the ops. Let's gather, people. Since we now comfortable in ourselves that Mbeumo will more or less be over the line in a few days, maybe in a few weeks, and we have Cunha, let's find joy in other people's in other people's failures. No, man, the tipping time said there's nothing wrong with. Listen, I'm not a sizes person. That's why I'm saying, listen, if you want to be big and whatever, like, people are fat for many reasons other than food. And they could have a condition to make them fat, right? So I'm not here to just kick down on fat people. But you can't be fat and be an athlete. Don't be fat and play for Man United. And when I see Luke Shaw, run around and I see that his shirts are tight and I see his chest, listen, it's not muscle that you're seeing. His shirt's not tight because he's muscly. His shirt is tight because he's podgy. And the reason why it's a problem for me is because Luke Shaw, whether it's because he broke his leg, and I think a part of it is because he broke his leg. And after he broke his leg, he's not been the same. He's not been the most confident. He's not made the same runs. Luke Shaw plays within himself. That's my issue with Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is literally lazy. He doesn't bomb forward. When he's coming back or tracking back, he jogs back. He doesn't have that electricity. He doesn't have that oomph. He doesn't overlap. He's so reserved. And he makes too many mistakes for me. So that's my issue with Luke Shaw. That's my issue. What's Jerry? Yeah, listen. I know some of you were speaking about Jashiri in the chat yesterday. And I did my deep dive. I watched him on YouTube. But what I do, I also watch games. Because, of course, YouTube just shows the highlights. Watch him over 90 minutes. See what he does. Jashiri is all right, I would take Jashiri. I think he's better than Casemiro at the moment. And he's better than Ugarte. Jashiri is very left-footed. He's very one-footed as far as I remember watching him. But his passing ability is good. He's strong. He's quick. I think he can work in the Premier League, Jashiri. I really do. And I think the only issue is Ugarte is going to be here for another 3 or 4 years. I don't think we're going to sell Ugarte. Casemiro, I don't think he's going to go Saudi. But I don't care. I mean, if we start with Jashiri and Bruno in the midfield, is that enough defensive cover, you guys think? Is it? I don't know. But it's better than our current midfield, for sure. So, anyway, let's go back to Arsenal. Let's mention Arsenal if we can. So, it's basically official, as most of you guys have said in the chat. Here we go, all of these things. Norgard. I'm watching Arsenal's transfer or transfers, and I'm thinking, are these two players, Kepa and Norgard, are they going to win you the league? Because I'm looking at what Man City are doing, and we all can see what Man City are doing. They're taking a piss, and Liverpool, to be honest. And I'm like, okay, so how's Arsenal going to respond? What are Arsenal going to do? Then I hear that they've reached a deal to sign Norgard. Now, some of you guys will be like, Norgard walks into our team. I hear that. But Norgard is, how old is he? 31. And we just read the tweet, from Ralf. Right? We should not be going anywhere near old men again. Never. There is no longevity in it. There's no future proofing in it. The asset will decline. It doesn't make sense. I guess the one good thing about this deal is that it is not expensive. So Christian Norgard to Arsenal. Here we go. Agreement done club to club after 11 million proposal sent today. Personal terms also agreed with Norgard. Set for medical. Brentford have authorised the player to travel. I like the way Brentford was like, cool, quick, get this done deal. And with Mbeumo, they're like taking their time, innit? Dickheads. But new midfielder to replace Thomas Partey. He's not an upgrade on Thomas Partey. Let me tell you about something. And I speak to Arsenal fans. They love Thomas Partey. A lot of Arsenal fans identify Thomas Partey as their best midfielder, better than Declan Rice. He's not an upgrade on Thomas Partey. He's not. Zubimendi, listen, I've been hearing Zubimendi, here we go, for about 2 years. And he's still not here. Once or if they get that Zubimendi deal over the line, is he an upgrade on Thomas Partey? In the Premier League? Technically, maybe. But Thomas Partey's positioning, his physicality, his ability to cover the defence. My man, Zubimendi is not doing that. He's not. So, I don't know if these signings, especially with Kepa, are making Arsenal better. I feel like they're just staying the same. It's a sideways move. And I also feel like the players like Martinelli, some of the players like Trossard, I don't see them improving. I see them actually going backwards year after year. So, I don't know, Arsenal. I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're not winning the league next. If Arsenal win the league next season, yeah, they'll win it because of continuity. They might win the league. They won't win the league, by the way. But if they do win the league, they'll win it because they've made the least changes. If Liverpool are trying to embed 3 or 4 starters into their first team, it might take a while for them to gel. They might not start the season with a bang. Similar to Man City, they're going to have 3 or 4 new starters in their team. It takes time for cohesion to build within a team. It takes time for you to know and to understand your players. When you're doing a 1-2 with any player, you got to receive the ball and you have to know or have an idea where the player is going to be. That takes understanding. It takes cohesion. It takes time on the training ground. So the only way I see Arsenal winning the league is if Liverpool, Man City take time to gel and they don't hit the ground running, and Arsenal do. But even then, Arsenal will be top by Christmas with a 20-point lead and still lose the league. They'll still lose. That's what Arsenal do. That's the Arsenal. So I can't wait, yeah. I can't wait for Manchester United to be back to where they are so I can get on these Arsenal's necks. I know I'm supposed to hate Liverpool the most. I know that. I know Liverpool are supposed to be the number 1 ops because of the trophies they've won, the proximity to Manchester United, the history, all of these things. I get it. But there is something about Arsenal, maybe because I'm in London, but the Arsenal fans, yeah, and the way they run their mouth, I can't wait for us to be good again so we can just be on their necks. I can't wait, people. It's going to be, in the wise words of Bobby Roode from WWE, it's going to be glorious. Do 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 do, we're victorious. Anyway, people, Spurs thought getting Thomas Frank would get them Norgard and Mbeumo, but both said no. That's a funny tweet. Tottenham are crying right now. What's Jerry saying? Jerry, Wendell, I saw a scouts report on him. Big, strong, doesn't win enough duels, dribbling. But what are you guys talking about? Talking about Rios. Rios, okay. My thoughts on Rios. I like everything that I see of Rios except his mobility. When I watch Rios and I look at, okay, Premier League, what's he going to be like in the Premier League? He's not very quick. He's not very speedy. So if we're going to get rid of Casemiro because he's a bit slow, I don't know if Rios is very, very quick. He's technical. I've watched Rios. He can drop a shoulder. He's press resistant. He can pass with both feet. He's a good footballer. Fundamentally, I would buy him, but I'm telling you guys, I would be worried about his lack of pace over 20, 30 yards. to run back. Like, he's not Kante, he's not Caicedo. I feel like Man United need Rios's technical ability, but like a Caicedo or Kante physicality and pace in that double pivot. But I'll still take him. But I'm just worried. VT Billions has said he's not an upgrade on any of our guys. Wendell was saying, yep, I'm very worried in terms of recruitment, especially in sales. The coach needs time and our fan base don't have patience. Hope and pray Amram gets proper backing. I feel like he will. The only way he won't get backed is if we don't have the money. And us not having the money, I mean, whose fault is that? 30 million euros, yeah? The thing about these South Americans, they're going to want more than 30 million euros. But if it's just 30 million euros, I would take him. But I'm just conscious of his pace, people. I don't know. I might be misguided. You guys might disagree. VT Billions says he doesn't feel like he's an upgrade on what we have. Which is fair. His opinion. What's Wendell saying? TK, I like the signs of Cunha and Mbeumo, but it's imperative that we get a keeper and a striker. Yep, Wendell, I agree. Yeah, Rios, like I said, he's good, but I'm just worried about his translation to the Premier League. And one thing I know about the Premier League is that in other leagues, you might get 1 second on the ball. In the Italian league, you might get 1.5 seconds on the ball. In the Premier League, I think there's a stat that came out, guys, that said you get about 0.5 seconds on the ball, each player in the Premier League, which is less than most leagues. You don't get a lot of processing time. The processing time for a footballer, we know football is very instinctive. You don't have time to think about what you're doing. You have to be quick. That's why training and cohesion is important. That's why you got to know where the other player is going to run. You got to know where the other player is going to be, because football is so quick. You ain't got time to think about, okay, should I do this? No. It has to be boom, 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 boom. Get the ball. Okay, 1, 2. There's no processing time. So you kind of have to be an autopilot when you play football. And I believe someone like Rios, when he gets closed down quickly in his first game, he's going to be like, oh, damn, this league is, I ain't got time to even breathe. And that's the issue also that Ugarte is having. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Ugarte. I feel like Ugarte is not really that good on the ball. Off the ball, run around, cover the grass, do all these things. But off the ball, should I say, run around, cover the grass, tackle, great. He's decent at these things. But when Ugarte has the ball and we want him to make progressive passes, penetrative passes, vertical passes to fizz through the passing lanes, that's not him. And I don't want midfielders where it's like he's only got one trait, so we have to get another midfielder beside him to compensate his failures. And then Bruno can only do X, Y, Z, so we have to get another midfielder beside Bruno who can do A, B, C. I feel like someone like McAllister for Liverpool, who's kind of like, he can do everything. Those are the kind of midfielders we need to start going for. A midfielder who can play with his back to goal, who can cover the grass, who can tackle, but also he can fizz a ball through to the number 10s. Because a lot of our creativity, in fact, most of our creativity in this system is really going to come from the width. Really. So that's my thing. That's my opinion. Let's see. There's a new tweet from Fabrizio. What's it saying? New social media hint by Benjamin Sesko as the striker has started following Arsenal on Instagram today. Benjamin damn Sesko, bro. Like, is he coming or is he not coming, man? You guys need to make your mind up. This is some voodoo foolishness. No, it's not voodoo, but this is some foolishness. I still stick by this, people, when it comes to Benjamin Sesko and Gyökeres. This is my take. I believe that Arsenal could get both. They could get both. However, what is more likely, in my opinion, is that they're going to get Sesko, which leaves Gyökeres without a club. That's the only reason why I say the Man United Gyökeres situation might not be dead yet. Because when they eventually get Sesko for 80 million euros or whatever they're going to spend on him, they're not going to spend another 70 million euros for Gyökeres, bro. They're not going to do that. That doesn't even make no sense. So once that happens, which I think it will happen, then maybe Juventus and other clubs might start knocking on Gyökeres' door. Then Gyökeres will have a decision to make. You worked for Arsenal and Arsenal did not buy you. What are you going to do now? That's why I feel that this Gyökeres to Man United saga isn't finished, people. I've been saying it. If Gyökeres does happen, it's going to happen. It's going to be one of the last deals maybe that we do. We still need a goalkeeper, as some of you guys have said. We need a midfielder. I wouldn't mind a left wing back. I wouldn't mind one. So yeah, there's positions in the team that we need to fill. Anyway, last little tweet before we go. The chat has been popping, by the way, people. Big up yourselves, man. Every day it just gets bigger and larger, and the community is just getting live, bro. It's getting live. So I can't wait for the season to start. But outgoings, people. We know that we are frustrated as a fan base with the outgoing situation. Man United are struggling to drum up suitors for Tyrell Malacia. What else to say about it? What is there to say about Tyrell Malacia? When he came, I was thinking he could be our Patrice Evra. We bought Patrice Evra for how much, people? 5 million? Cheap. We bought Vidic for like 15 million? Cheap. And they turned into beasts. It's different now to come to Man United and be transformed into a beast, because we don't have the framework. We don't have the players to learn from. Evra and Vidic and these guys had players sort of already at the club, established players, legends that they knew they had to fall in line. You know, Rooney's there. All these other guys were there. But Malacia, yes, he was injured for like a whole year with his knee. But he's decent technically. He's from Holland. But going forward, especially as a wing back and what we want from wing backs, I don't know he's going to give us that. And the physicality, like he might actually be slightly better technically than Dorgu. The difference between him and Dorgu, I feel, is that Dorgu is so physical. Like when I watch Dorgu, and I know some of you guys might not think Dorgu is a long-term successor for left wing back, but when I watch Dorgu, he's not somebody that you can run past very easily. He's not someone you can push off the ball very easily. He's robust. I don't see Dorgu touch wood. I don't see him having many injuries. Malacia is not physical like that, and he's not robust. Dorgu needs to work on his crossing, and Dorgu needs to work on his shooting. If Dorgu at age 20 in the next 2 years can hone in on that, then he'll be a really decent wing back for us. But Malacia, we need to sell him. I actually thought he was sold. I totally forgot that he was on loan. I totally forgot. We do need to sell him. And yeah, good luck. I've got nothing really to say about Malacia. It's a shame that it didn't work out at the club. But I feel like your time is up, mate. You're not a wing back. That's the main thing. He's not a wing back. He is a full back. So he doesn't fit into the system. I'm worried. What's TK saying? I'm worried about City then Gunners. Rodri is back. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, we forgot how Rodri is City's most important player. He's City's most important player. And they've also made a couple sensible signings. Gunners go third this year. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I wouldn't... Maybe I'm gassing myself a bit too much. But if we make the signings we should make, right, and play one game a week, I'm telling you, people, that fourth position isn't Chelsea's. Everyone's assuming Chelsea's got that fourth position. What have Chelsea done? Nothing. Aston Villa, Tottenham, Newcastle, that fourth spot, yeah, is up for grabs. And if we make the signings we should make, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe I'm being too giddy, as you say, but bro, top 6, yeah, is what I expect now. Top 4 could be possible. I don't want to jinx it. We still have Amrim, who, in my humble opinion, isn't the greatest. I'll just stick to that. I'm not going to say anything more. He isn't the greatest. But that 4th spot, Chelsea ain't, even the season, yeah, when we played Chelsea, they weren't that much better than us. We just needed more consistency over the season, and hopefully we will get it this season. Rodri, TK said Rodri was the best player in the world right up to his injury. He was a baller, man. But it's also quite interesting how someone like Rodri is the best player in the world. I feel like he is great. He is great, but I'm like, is he better than Xavi and Iniesta of 10 years ago? Because those guys weren't the best players in the world. Those guys were just really good, world-class players. I just feel like the standard of football has fallen to the point where Rodri is the best player in the world. And he's good. He's really good. But he's not better than Scholes was. He's not better than Scholes was. So, and Scholes was nowhere near Ballon d'Or. He's not better than Fabregas. And Fabregas was nowhere near really a Ballon d'Or. So I just feel like football, man. Football, please, football. I'm an old man, but I beg you, be good again. I want to see talent over, because we've got so GA heavy and output, and I know football's a sport. It's all about winning. But all of these numbers and all these metrics means we're just getting all these robotic players. All of these robotic players with no personality. They all look the same, no individuality. And sometimes what we're getting, last season, yeah, I'm not going to lie, guys. Last season, the football that Man United played was absolutely atrocious. But in general, the football in the Premier League, the quality of football was garbage. In my humble opinion, it was. So, it is what it is. Anyway, before we go, breaking news, Paul Pogba to AC Monaco. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place. Contract until June 2007. Final details have been sorted. Contract to be checked by lawyers in next hours. And then Paul will fly to Monaco. Medical test later this week. Pog back. That's from yesterday. So it's not breaking news, to be honest. It's from yesterday. Just to finish on Pogba. As you can imagine, I like football. I like footballers. And I like good footballers. So I'm going to like Pogba. I'm going to like Neymar. I'm going to like ballers. Paul Pogba came to Man United, won trophies, did his thing. In my opinion, he was held to a standard that he can never attain to. He was playing a defensive midfield role and was asked to get 10. That he in one season, I remember playing DM with Matic, and I think he got 20 GA. I think he got like 7 assists and like 13 goals or something along those lines from a defensive midfield position. And people were comparing him to Kevin De Bruyne, who played right behind the striker. And I was like, hold on a second. If you're going to compare his numbers and all these things, compare his numbers to Kante. Is Kante getting 20 GA playing as a DM? No. But Pogba is. I just feel like he doesn't do this enough. He doesn't dribble past players every game. He doesn't score enough. He doesn't defend enough. I feel like we boxed him in, to the point where no matter what he does, or what he did, he was never going to be successful. And I hated that for Pogba at Man United. We tried to kill this guy. We did. But he still went on, won his World Cups, won his international trophies. And, obviously he did a doping thing. I don't really know much about that, but unfortunately he did that, and he was, substances were found. The ban got reduced. Just go and play your football, bro. Go and end your career. Play in France. Play your football, enjoy it. And that's what I've got to say. One of the best midfielders we've seen. And it's a shame that when people talk about central midfielders at Man United, they don't really talk about Pogba. We talk about Carrick and all these things. And I'm like, we forget Pogba played there for 5 years and he was immense. I remember the same thing I criticized Bruno for. He doesn't win games himself, Bruno. He doesn't show up in finals, really, Bruno, and all these things. Pogba did. Pogba scored like 2 goals against Man City. Like, we won trophies with this guy, and he, about 2 or 3 years, absolutely carried this football club on his shoulders. He did. I'm not going to hear anything otherwise, because that's just the truth. And he's never going to get the credit he deserves. He will never. But that's what it is. Neither will Neymar. There are certain players that, because of the rhetoric around them and the stories and the media around them, that they will never get their true flowers. And that's fine. Football fans know footballers. It is what it is. So there's Eric Cantona kicking a man in his face. And that's what we need to do as a team next season. We need to kick other teams in their faces. That's what we need. Anyway, guys, let me quickly have a quick look at the chat. Yeah, TK, what was the best player in the world? TK, no, Man City, 5, 4. Oh, you're talking about Man City's charges. Man, football's all about money. We know the brown envelopes, people. We know the brown envelopes. Like, forget the charges. If you are the FA, yeah, and you're like, oh, there's 115 charges, blah, 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 and then someone says to you, here's 5 million, shut your damn mouth. I'm not going to lie, yeah, even if I was working for the FA, I might take that envelope. I might take that envelope and be like, what charges? What charges? What are you talking about? I don't, what? So, it is what it is, people. Man City have the money. I met Cantona when I was a kid outside the cliff. Ah, Lebo, you met Cantona. Man, that must have been sick. I wish I met Eric Cantona, man. Eric Cantona just has that aura about him. Like, he don't care. I love that, man. Like, I love the fact, yeah. Listen, it's not a good thing that I'm about to say. It's not a good thing. But I love the fact he kicked a fan. I like that. Because, like, at that time, he was filled with rage, right? He was getting sent off, I believe. Someone said something to him that they shouldn't have said. And he took it in his own hands to be like, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. And then he did what he did. Oh, glorious. Beautiful. You know what I'm not angry at it. Obviously, I hope the guy is safe, and I think he was fine. But there's something about that I like. I don't know. I'm not a bad person. But there's something about that I like. I like that, man. I like that. Lyon is a club most people can't name. City is a top 5. By the way, people, I'm sure you guys are aware of what is happening at Lyon, right? And the fact that they're going to get relegated. It seems like they're going to get relegated. And I think one of you guys in this chat a few days ago said, let's raid Lyon. TK, there were racist comments hurled at him by the fan. Too bad he only kicked him in the chest. That's what I'm saying. He should have been in his face. Anyway. Yeah, he said F off back to France or something, didn't he? Yeah. He should have got punched up for that still. I ain't gonna lie. He should have got punched up. But I met Scholes and Ronaldo in 2006, August. Oh, hey. Listen, you know what they say, yeah? Don't meet your heroes. What was it saying, Wendell? When you met Scholes, because Scholes, yeah, when he was at Man United, yeah, he didn't do interviews. We all know he didn't really like doing interviews. He didn't like to speak. We never knew what this guy's opinion was on anything. He seemed hell of introverted. And now he's a pundit. He's speaking all the time. What was Scholes like when you met him? What was Ronaldo like? I can imagine Ronaldo must have been humble back then. Meeting Ronaldo now must be different. But the Ronaldo back then, when he didn't have all the flipping surgery, when he had all the spots and all the gaps in his teeth, when he had that sort of, what's it called, the yellow hair coming down, that Ronaldo looked humble. When you're ugly, you have to humble yourself. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Hey, what's Lebo? Lebo! What's Lebo saying? I live 15 minutes bike ride from the cliff, about 15 minutes walk from. Hey, you are living. Lebo's living. As kids in the 90s, we used to ride up during school holidays and stand outside. Met Steve Bruce and Andy Cole. Do you know what? That is nice, man. Imagine that is your memory of Man United. It's living so close to the stadium. Me and all these legends, me and Steve Bruce and whatnot. I bet you're not doing that now. Are you? I bet you're not trying to. Are you trying to meet Garnacho? Who are you trying to meet now? Bruno, maybe. Hoyland, Ahmad, maybe Ahmad. I would meet Ahmad. I would meet Ahmad for sure. Ahmad seems chill. I meet Xerxes. I'll meet Bruno because he's a captain. But there's not many players in this current team where I'm doing that for or trying to ride my bike to meet any of these guys. Big up Wisdom, new sub here. Yo, Lebo, respect, bro. Respect. I also see you got the green and yellow in your name, so I know what you're about, bro. You're about getting this club back to where they were. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can't put words in your mouth, innit? But marches and all these things and glazer outs and stuff. It seems like just by the colours that you'll be on that kind of vibe, and I'm here for that. I'm not here for people who just want to just say glazers out. I'm here for people who do action. That's why when I used to watch United stand, Mark Goldbridge, and this guy with his 2 million subs kept saying, "There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I could do. I can't organize anything." And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You can't claim to have the biggest fan channel while saying that you're not in charge. There's nothing you can do. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes a United stand, so we can't team up. Bro, there's all these excuses. You love the club. You go and do something about it. Stand up for something rather than just the money. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Wendell, nothing in it really, was doing a stadium tour and they walked into the museum. Okay, fair enough. But at least you met them though, man. That's sick. That's sick. What's Suzanne saying? I did some work for Arsenal women's team and got to go into the old stadium that still exists inside the head office. Yeah, man, that's interesting. Yeah, mate, I'll go to a handful of games a season and have been to all the protests, even when I haven't had a ticket. Glazers out, mate. See? Yeah. I can fuck with you, Debo. I like that. No, I didn't. No, I didn't call him Debo. You're funny. I said Lebo. Come on, man. Not Debo from Friday riding with his bike, trying to pop my chain. No, he was riding your back though, Debo. Lebo, you did say you ride a bike, so it's okay for me to get you convinced, get you mixed up with Debo riding bikes trying to pop chains. Um, TK, jealous of you boys. Living in North America, I don't get the chance to meet football players. That said, I met Michael Jordan 2000. Wait, Michael Jordan. TK, is is LeBron James better than Michael Jordan? Because I don't always watch football. I mean basketball, right? And I know there's a conversation that when you have legends and they've got that legend status, yeah, and then you have a new guy coming and they're just breaking records and doing their thing, and people are scared to compare him to the legend before, and people are not confident enough to just come out and say that he's better. Is LeBron better than MJ? Well, Michael Jordan all day. Yeah, there you go. Michael Jordan. I'll take your word for it, bro. I ain't gonna argue with you. Michael Jordan. Um, Lebo's 39. All right. A bit too old to be. no one's old. No one's too old to be riding a bike, Lebo. Come on now. Come on now. Tell Luke Shaw to get on his bike and lose some weight. No, I'm joking. MJ played in an era where 100 points was a blowout. Okay, fair enough. That's true. That's true. That's true. No, it's just good because sometimes, we get that bias where in our day, in our time, and, all this thing, and we don't really appreciate what we have currently like in front of us because we're trying to hold them up to like some sort of previous standard. LeBron plays in a no defense era. All right, so he's finds it a bit more easy, I guess. No, I was just curious to see your opinion on the matter, to be honest. But I hear you guys. All right, people. The show's been gone for a while. It's been a nice show, really good show as usual. Let's just quickly go over what we said. We spoke about Mbeumo. Bang, bang, bang. Mbeumo. And it is Mbeumo. It's not Mbeumo. It is Mbeumo. That's why I like to say Mbeumo. He looks like he's getting over the line, so we can start to get a bit gassed as a fan base. We can go online now and start chatting shit. Not me, I don't do that. But we can now start talking and be like, yeah, we got Cunha and Mbeumo. Say something. Be gassed, people. Don't let anyone tell you, yeah, that you can't be gassed, you can't be happy. Don't let anyone try to tell you about, oh, he's only coming because you're paying him 200 grand a week. That's not true. It's not true, people. So we're doing bits now. Be happy. We spoke about Sancho potentially going to Juve. We spoke about Rashford Barcelona. Will it happen? Will it not happen? I don't actually know. If it does, more likely a loan. We went through the Ralf Rangnick statement, and it kind of linked up to what a lot of you guys were saying in the chat about our recruitment policy and our recruitment strategy, which we're kind of adopting now in a way. So we have listened to Ralf. We have listened to you, and we are sorry. Listen, if no one else will apologize, I will apologize, Ralf, and say we are sorry for not listening to you. But we are now. Okay? We spoke about Arsenal signing Kepa and Nargard. Not really impressed with what they're doing. So we spoke about a few things today. The new head performance chef. Listen, I gave you the news about the chef. I don't think many of you care. But it's still something. It's still something. So we said a lot today in the show. Mr. Boombastic. Bro, I don't know what the songs are going to be. I don't know what the phrases are going to be when Mbeumo scores. But you guys got to make something up. If you guys can make up something, I'll run with it. I'll go with it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, right now, a lot of people are annoyed. A lot of people are frustrated. And thing is, as football fans, we don't want to be angry. We don't want to be annoyed. We don't want to watch rubbish performances. Oh, nobody wants that. We want to be happy. We want to come on these channels on YouTube and just gas ourselves out, have a laugh, have a bit of fun, talk about our wins and how we won and how good we are. We don't want to spend the next season with negativity. We want to be happy, bro, and gassed. So let's do it, man. Let's be happy. So yeah, I'm good. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys have had a good day. The sun's still out here in the UK. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If there is any big news, I might go live later on, but I don't think anything else will happen today. Aye, okay. See, that's how I know Lebo's a real one. He goes to the games. He's already on. Boom, 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 and Mbeumo's in the room. No. See, simple, but it works. Mbamba. Listen, I'm from the Caribbean, so I might have to be the Mbamba club. Mbamba club, the Ras, Bomba club. What I'm to you, man? The Bomba Ras, the Pussy club, Bomba club, Ras club. Yeah, I said boom. Anyway, that's stupid. Yo, TK. Yeah. Fingers crossed, bro. I'm trying, TK. You and your technical director, family agent. Listen, like I said, yeah, I don't do this IT stuff. Yeah, this IT stuff goes over my head. Like, the nerds run the world now because technology and IT is the future. So all those guys you bullied in school and said, oh, you're a nerd, you're a geek. These guys are running the world now. They run the world. So say sorry to them. All these guys that, didn't go to the parties because they're at home doing coding with loads of spots on their face, with 10 pairs of glasses, say sorry to them because they now control the world. And we can't live in this world without them now. Me, I didn't do no bullying. I'm a good guy. I'm not saying about me. I'm saying about in the world in general. So thank God that I have somebody that knows how to do this YouTube thing. Praise God, because I couldn't do it. Do you know how many overlays, underlays, overstands and understands, and all these things you got to do, yeah, just to go live, just to have these things on your screen? It's crazy. It's crazy. So praise God, Allah, Krishna, Buddha. Alpha, Shavula, I pray to all the gods I've just mentioned that Keane does not come to Man United. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people will say no to Keane. Yeah, he's not the same player he was 4 or 5. This is not the Keane from 4 or 5 years ago that was rubbish. He's matured now, so I will still say no to Keane. I don't think he's coming to Man United. I don't think the rumors are true. I would want someone better than Keane. But the problem with my assessment just now is that because he's better than Højlund and I just want a striker, I feel like I've lowered my standards mentally and I just want anyone in that's better than Højlund. However, I don't think that approach is good. I don't think it should just be anyone who's better than Højlund we should take in. There has to be some long-term or some longevity in the signing as well. So Alpha, I don't believe it. Unless I see something from a journalist that's more concrete, then I'm not gonna believe that. I can't see Man United getting Cunha and Mbeumo and then getting Keane to play up front. Like, I can't see it. But I'm not a guru. I'm not, I can be wrong, bro. I could be wrong. So that's the news. That's more or less the news today, guys. I've tried to amalgamate all the information in one place for you guys, and so we can talk about it, we can discuss it. In Mbeumo, looks like we're finally getting it over. Get in. When the Mbeumo deal is finally done and he's done his medical, we will go live again. We will pour something, we'll pour a drink, and we will just chill out. And we'll what I'll do actually, because one thing I haven't done on this channel is do the whole team builder thing. You know how everyone does a team builder when you just, pick your squad and whatnot. When Mbeumo is done, we'll talk about what the team looks like, and we will together on this channel pick the best team, and we'll talk about it. So yeah, more shows to come, more convos. It's popping off, man. The vibe is good. I'm feeling the vibe. I'm feeling the chat. TK, big up yourself as always, my brother. Lebo, new guys, new subscriber, welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself here. It's a very chilled place. We try to think a lot in this channel. We don't try to hate on players and do all that stuff. We try to be as logical and as objective as we can. I know we're all emotional, bro. Everyone's emotional. We have to be, because we're human and humans have emotion. But it's also sport, and we can't just be led by our emotions, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this channel is about. Critical thinking, man. You got to just be smart out here. So big up yourself, Wendell. Big up yourself. You know what I'm saying? Susan, Ronaldo, Jerry, VT Billions. Big up yourselves, man. Have a good evening. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's my hoodie. This is my chosen hoodie that I made. I ain't in the position to be doing merch. I haven't even got 300 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Oh snap! I went from 29 to 300 like in just one. 296 to 303. To 303. Listen, I feel like every day I do this, I'm getting 10 subscribers and more subscribers. So it's coming, guys. TK is building, bro. It's building. So yeah, I watch a lot of content. Yeah, a lot of content. And one thing I know, yeah, I'm not even trying to be big-headed, people. Yeah, hear me out for 1 second. Yeah, One thing I know, yeah, is that I'm better than a lot of these guys. I am. Let me tell you a secret. I'm better than some of these guys at this thing. So, if you guys continue to support, big up yourselves. Let's make this channel grow and let's do it. Because I can't wait to have you, man, on this channel. Chop it up, bro, and let's talk football. It's going to be mad. It's going to be good. So let's do it, guys. Anyway, we're divergent wisdom. All right, my boss, my technical person has told me to tell you guys that there is another channel called Divergent Wisdom, and that's not a football channel, people. It's not a football channel. It's a reaction channel. We talk about movies, wrestling, the state of the WWE. We react to movies and TV shows. It's more of a casual channel about other stuff, really. It's not a football channel. So Divergent Wisdom, have a check that out as well if you can. TK says, I'm sensing confidence in your voice. Listen, when things happen, things happen. Like, you gotta be confident, man. Like, there's a difference between, there's a slim line here between confidence and being big-headed and sort of arrogant. And I try not to appear that way. I don't feel like I'm arrogant. I don't feel like I'm too big-headed or nothing. I hope not. I hope I don't come across that way to you guys, because I'm not. I'm genuinely not that sort of person. But I am confident. Like, I'm Jamaican. I don't like. Name me one confident person. One Jamaican who's not confident. From Usain Bolt to Shelly-Ann Fraser, you don't like. It's not in my culture not to be confident. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But I'm British. I'm from the UK. So, I can claim both. It is what it is. Who's that? Is that Stack or Smoke? It is what it is. Stack. If you guys have seen Sinners, also big up yourself if you've seen Sinners. Bad boy movie. No vision. Anyway, people, we gotta go. We gotta go now. It's 8:45. Big up the stream, man. When the stream pops, it pops, man. And sometimes I don't want to leave the stream. I want it to keep going. But what's Temgen saying? Temgen, he comes on this, and Manta TK said, UK won't hold that against you. Please, please, please. I wasn't born here, but I'm now from here, I guess. I was born in Jamaica, man. But it is what it is, people. Big up yourselves, as I keep saying. And yeah, man, let's do this tomorrow. Tomorrow, hopefully, around the same time, 7 o'clock stream if we can. Amalgamate all the news and we go again, man. Big up yourselves. Have a good evening. Have a good night. If you're, in the USA, I guess you guys are like 6 hours behind, 5 or 6 hours behind. So it's what, 8:45. It's about 3 o'clock, 3:45, something like that. Yeah. If you're on the West Coast, it's even later. So yeah, big up yourselves, people. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys next time.